Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 back again for another solicitation station. And well, as you can see on the thumbnail, it does show DC plus others on it, but it's neither here or there because today I just want to focus on DC Comics. And I must admit, there is quite an interesting amount for what DC Comics will be bringing out in this particular one, and what titles will be coming out for October. Now, one thing I will bring up is if it's one thing that's really disappointing with this particular DC Connect for DC Comics, is that where's the Super Sons promotional stuff? Right? That is my only big gripe with this. Where is the Super Sons promotional stuff? Especially if in October, the Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons is meant to be coming out. There's no Super Sons. Yeah, there might be some Super Sons related content, but it's not really the content we're looking for. And with DC bringing it out this particular month, they really should be promoting it front and center. So we'll go through what DC have to bring out for this month and what they're centering on, of course. And as you can see here, we're moving into the year one stuff again to bore the living daylights out of the readers once again. And of course, we've got What's Inside. We've got Ridley Year One, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, as it's now called, according to the San Diego Comic Con convention. Of course, the collections, to which I'll probably end up picking up a few. And of course, as you can see here, and also with what's recently been announced, is, well, we're going to have a anniversary from celebrating the death of Superman. And by the sounds of that, that will be happening in November. Yep. So that'll be very interesting. So November also being my birthday, my birthday month. So we've got the Blockbuster arc by Chip Cezarsky. And as you can see here, with this first one, of the Batman run, they really need to do something with Tim Drake. He can no longer be Robin. He either has to be Red Robin or another title. But the variant covers that I'll be getting the cover that I'll be getting for this will be the main one plus the fail-safe variant cover. And they're the only covers I sort of really want out with the first couple of things. The Riddler Year One, not really interested in it. Even though the art looks alright, I'm just not really interested in it. So moving into the next one, we've got Batman One Bad Day, The Penguin by John Ridley. I'm sorry, John Ridley is not a writer. Send him back to his original day job. Yeah, it's really nice that even Jim Lee is doing a variant cover for him. It's neither here or there, but where is it? Black and white. Where's the bloody color? Looks alrighty at the moment. Then we've got The Joker by Matthew Rosenberg. Again, a couple of nice covers in here. Not all of them. But again, it's not something that's on my list. I'm all joked out. And that even includes the Batman who laughs out. Punchline, not really interested in it. Art looks alright. Of course, we've got the terrible Harley Quinn, or Link to the Animated Series. If I was able to get the 1.5 variant cover without ratio, the one that shows Damian Wayne in it, I'd happily pick that up. But it's time for the ratios to end at DC Comics and mainstream comics. Of course, we've got a bit of a wraparound to this new one, the Gilded City. Again, not something I'm picking up. Hey, maybe if it had Damien in it, to which there are some hints that maybe he could actually be in it. But as a DLC, but it will be a while until I end up getting that particular one. Of course, we've got some more Terrible Tom King, who's as bad as Terrible Tom Taylor. Gotham City Year 1. We, of course, have Ghostmaker Incorporated, as Damien said in the Robin run. Some nice covers here, but that's about all. But I'm not going to pick up this series. I'll probably wait for the trades. GCPD, The Blue Wall. Again, not on my list. And of course, the announcement of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. Well, I must admit, the promotion of this product has been terrible, especially from DC Comics. And they should have called it Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths from the beginning, instead of just keeping it as Dark Crisis. And they've really shot themselves in the foot, and they cannot blame the audience that chooses to read through it. It is not our fault, it is your fault. And of course, we've got a bit of a hint here as to what's going to be happening in issue 5. Some of the covers, the character designs. So this is something that I'll be getting. The Swamp Thing, Deadly Green. And with it, I only wish to get the regular plus the variant cover. I'm not really interested in the other cover, the 1.25. Then we've got Dark Crisis, Worlds Without a Justice League, Green Arrow, to which I'm just sticking with the regular cover. Then we've got Dark Crisis, Young Justice, issue 5, to which I'm getting that plus the variant cover. Then we've got Flashpoint Beyond, issue 6, which I'll probably be getting the variant cover. And of course, the trade, the softcover trade, which will be really good when it comes out. So this is probably going to be a very quick live stream, but I'm not too worried about it. But a big thanks to anyone and everyone who actually makes it here. Really appreciate it. Of course, the Man of Steel meets his doom with the Superman 30th Anniversary Deluxe Edition. And of course, there's been an announcement in relation to this particular story, to which there might be a bit of an appearance of to which there might be a bit of an appearance of maybe a young John Samuel Kent, actually in relation to this anniversary issue. Of course, we have the Clark Kent Returns, Part 2. Yes, I am getting the Tom Taylor, and I really hope I hope his series really ends soon. I will be getting this plus all covers, so regular plus variants. With this one, I have only chosen to get the regular plus one variant. Even the 1.25 is not too bad. But I chose to get the one which has basically a lot of the members of the Super family. But the only one that's sort of really missing there is John Kent, or a young John Kent. So moving on, we've got Superman Birthright Deluxe Edition by Mark Waid. Wonder Woman, some again that isn't on my list. And of course, this is something I really want to get. With this, I want to get the regular plus the 2.5 variant. But because of the crappiness of DC Comics, I might not be able to get the 1.25 variant. I'll have to get it through somewhere else, which is really disappointing. Then there's Deceased. I'm sorry, but I'm over Tom Taylor. I'd be interested in reading some Static, but I'm going to read the Milestones Compendium first to get my Static shock. And I'm glad that DC brought that out. Hey, at least I get to read some great back issues. Of course, there's some variants, once again, for the Batman versus Robin, written by Mark Waid. And I would love to get all of these variants. So the main variant 1, variant 2, the 1.25 plus the 1.5. About the closest I'll probably get to getting those will be with no doubt getting the trade for that. Of course, we've got the Batman Nightwatch, Batgirl's not on my list. Batman Superman World's Finest. With this one, I'm getting the regular plus the variant cover, just the one variant cover, not the 1.25. Batman Beyond the White Knight. I need a break from the Sean Gordon Murphy verse. He still writes incredible stuff, but I'll probably come back and get it when it's available in trade. So Batman Fortress, yeah, I'll drop that. Batman Audio Adventures, these aren't too bad, because with these audio adventures, one thing I did find that DC Comics did do is that they connected these audio adventures with something that they were doing on YouTube, to which they actually shared audio. And if you look it up on YouTube, you'll be able to see it for yourself and listen to it for yourself. Of course, we've got Batman the Knight. We've got Batman Urban Legends, issue 20. And I think it's at its final volume, I think. If not, it needs to reach it. Then we've got Black Adam. More Black Adam Justice Society files. I might request that one when it comes out on the day, when it covers Dr. Fate. We've got Blood Syndicate, Catwoman. None of those on my list. DC versus Vampires. I might wait until their next edition comes out that has like the next 3 issues just to follow that story. DC versus Vampires, All Out War. DC Mech. Now, this is actually something I think a lot of people might actually like, especially if you're into, say, mech storylines. I have had a bit of a read of the first issue, and I'll say one thing. This thing, I would count this as sort of like the DC mech verse. The only way I'd call it. And where would I sort of set it on the topic of the multiverse? I wouldn't know where to put it in the multiverse. But I could definitely see a lot of people enjoy this series. No doubt about it. And I have had a bit of a read of the first issue. I will be reviewing it on the channel for when it shows on the channel for the 4th week of July. Of course, we've got Detective Comics, to which with this one, I'll be getting just the regular and the 1.25 variant. That's about the only one that I actually like. Duo, not in my list. Fable's not in my list. Future State Gotham, not in my list. Harley Quinn and I Am Fake Batman, not in my list. Mad Magazine, not in my list. But this is something that's back in my list. And yay, thank goodness. We've got Jin Yang back again. And we've got Monkey Prince, and I'll be getting the regular plus the variant cover. Hopefully I can get the 1.25. But with sales so low at my main LCS, it's bloody terrible. Good to see you, Michael Brent. I hope you're doing well. So this is going to be an interesting story. It's actually going to be really nice to see him team up with Aquaman. I really hope he gets a bit of a team up with the Super Sons. Then we've got the Multiversity Teen Justice. Again, something else I'm reviewing on the list. And Nightwing, I'm just going to be getting the 1.25 variant cover. I'm no longer reviewing Nightwing on the channel, even though I am reading some of it in the background. I'm no longer reviewing it because of how bad the story's been. So, yeah. And how bad Tom Taylor's story writing is. Not only for Nightwing, but also for Son of Kal-El. Then, of course, we've got Poison Ivy and Scooby-Doo. Where are you? None of those on the list. I have asked to get the Superman issue 1 facsimile edition. I really can't wait to read it. Hey, maybe I might even review it on the channel if people would like that. Of course, moving into the Sword of Ezreal, The Flash. This has been a great series. From hearing good reviews and recommendations of it, I decided to pick it up. It was worth the pick up. I mean, it was seriously worth the pick up. And I enjoy what Jeremy Adams is doing, and also knowing that Jeremy Adams is also working on what is it? The Battle of the Super Sons anime. I really hope we get to see the Fortress of Attitude at the end of that movie. I think it would be a great spoiler. Um, like, even if they held it at the end credits, I think that would be really cool. Then we've got Human Target, again, not on my list. I'm over Tom King. Jurassic League, I'm afraid to say, not on my list. New Champion of Shazam, around Mary Marvel, not on my list. I might as well just wait for the trade. Same house, Nice House on the Lake, not on my list. Tim Drake Robin, nowhere in any way, shape, or form on my list. Because Megan Fitzmartin does not like Tim Drake at all. She is lying like a politician. Titans United, Blood Pact. This I'll be getting, and I think with the variant cover of, I think, Starfire, Young Justice Targets, I'll be getting this one, plus the variant cover which has Stargirl and I think it's Wonder Girl on it. What can I say? I think that is a gorgeous cover. Of course, we move into the Aquaman. That's the soft cover. I might end up picking that up too. We got the Justice League, United Order. Who's writing that? Bendis. Still in hardcover. Ain't touching that. Not until it comes out in soft cover. And it will be a reminder of how not to write the Justice League. Using Bendis as an example. Of course, we've got One Star Squadron. Not on my list. Joshua Williamson's Rogues. Not on my list. The Sleeper Omnibus, not on my list. Superman and the Authority, not on my list. Okay, Son of Kal-El. If this thing was in softcover, I'd pick it up. But why the hell did they have to do it in hardcover? It doesn't deserve to be in hardcover. Literally, it should be in softcover. If they're going to bring out the Robin in softcover, the Son of Kal-El should be in softcover too. Of course, we've got the fraudulent history of the DC Universe, care of John Ridley. We've got World of Krypton, to which I believe I did ask for. We have Young Justice Book 6, to which I have also asked to go onto my list. And that is all of that. Well, whilst I'm here, I'm sure you've already heard that DC have announced the 30th anniversary, or a 30th anniversary thingo in relation to the death of Superman. There's already been some covers shown, so actually I'll do this. And Jurgen's Twitter. All right, here we go. And as you can see here, we've already got some scenes. And as it looks here, it looks like what they're doing with this special edition is that they're including a young John Samuel Kent in it. All right, here we've got a bit of a. There we go. There's like another cover. And that looks like it's meant to be John Samuel Kent there. That's if it's meant to be John Samuel Kent there. It might be someone else. So could this be the time that we might actually be able to get our favorite Super Sun back? I hope so. We've got some more stuff here from AIPT, to which they're sharing quite a bit. I'll fix things up soon enough. Okay, we've got something indicating a bit of an interview. And this is where we start to find out. So stop sharing that. And I'll go to the next one, to which we go to here. And we've got the returns to the death of Superman. And it gives us a bit of an introduction that we're going to be getting an 80-page special, to which I'll definitely have to ask for through my LCS. And seeing that Dan Jurgens is also responsible for bringing in John Samuel Kent. Here we go. You mentioned people who hadn't experienced the original story. From what I saw in the solicitation, it seems like John will serve that role and will be the reader's entry point. And he says, absolutely, we see through John's eyes. And John is about 9 years old at this point. It's just after that they had moved to Metropolis as part of the Rebirth story. Ooh. You're kidding, right? This is connected to the Rebirth storyline? Woohoo! Yes! So, in technicality, this is going to be a back issue. Okay, all I can say is I'm slightly excited. He's in school one day and it happens to be the anniversary of Superman's death. Someone who was involved with the story at that time appears in the classroom to start to talk about it, and he's wearing a black armband, and John and his parents didn't tell him. How do you say, oh, by the way, son, your dad and came back to life? Ooh, this um that gets into the whole story. We get to experience it through young John's eyes. And in fairness, John had only known that Clark was Superman for a little while at the point, because he had first found out in the Superman Lois and Clark limited series. Again, that was something written by Dan Jurgens. And all of that stuff is foreign to him. I think the complexity of him dying and coming back to life, it gives John the opportunity to say, well, does that mean if I died, would I come back too? Which is a very 90-year-old type reaction. So he's the perfect vehicle to use in this. And of course, we get some of the visuals. I was in on it But Brittany Holzer are very much the editor. We had some discussion about these stories of how it could fit in with certain niches and repetitive and things like that. It was great to be able to work with them. It was Roger Stern, Butch Goose, who were on the Action Comics back at that time, and they could come back as a team. Louise Simonson, John Bogdanov were on the Man of Steel, Tom Grummett, Jerry Ordway, working on the Adventures of Superman. Hey, if he's gonna do this, he might as well bring in Peter J. Tomasi. Because those two working as a team are fantastic. The way they work on their runs, and this is some more of the artwork for it. The original story had Lex disguised as his long-haired Australian son, Lex Luthor, too. Lex going to full Aussie. I don't think he got the Drongo cut right. All right. And of course, this is either from the story. So if this is going to happen, definitely put Damian Wayne in this because I really want to see these two together. By the time we get to. So we get a bit of an indication. How do you think Superman's death changed him as a person and as a hero? John asks, so how did you come back from the dead? And Superman can refer to the Matrix chamber. I think there's a bit of a mix of old and new art in this. So, of course, it looks like Ma and Pa Kent return in it as well. Did you ever play the Death of Superman video game? And he says, yes, it's hard to say because video games are a little bit different than what they were then. But it was still fun. So you get a bit of a look. And of course, he's got, there's a bit of a question towards the end. How do you want people to feel after reading this special? I hope that they will walk away saying that those were really fun days, and I hope it also reignites talk about what really happened at that time. What I remember is that the story broke out. It was covered by every form of media. It was on a national level. It was on local levels. It was in print, TV, radio. I remember on a cold November rainy night, driving, just doing an appearance. Comes out on November 8th, available in print as well as digital. Well. Okay. So the one through AIPT is practically the same as what I read in that article before, just the way they arranged the article differently. Well, whilst I'm here, I might move into one thing. Did I remember to add the League of? Yes, I did. Okay. I might just cover one more thing. And that is the League of Comic Geeks. So this is the stuff that we've got coming out for this week. And this week I'll be getting Detective Comics, Action Comics, of course, Robin issue 16 plus variants. Something is Killing the Children, House of Slaughter. Been a really interesting run, the House of Slaughter. Any video games that interest you? Ooh, good question, Michael Brent. What video games do I enjoy? Well, I enjoy ninja games and things that involve the samurai. So, Ghost of Tsushima. But any of the upcoming new video games, I'm not too sure right now. But what I really would love to do is actually be able to play some of the older games on the console that I use now. Even if it is Batman Arkham Origins, I would love to go back to playing that game. Of course, we've got Radiant Black, which I'll be getting. Whilst we're talking about that, about video games and looking through this, any other video games that interest me? Radiant Red, I'll be getting. Rogue Sun. This has been really great to read through. It's so worth to read. Rogue Sun. Superman Space Age. I've actually heard that a young John Samuel Kent does actually make his appearance in it, but it might just be for that one issue. So maybe when I go up to my LCS, maybe I might pick up that issue when I'm collecting my comics. The Image Anthology. This is actually quite good, the Image Anthology. Young Justice and DC Mech. Both of these one of these I'll be reviewing on the channel, but I might have to review it the week after. Even though when it goes up, it's going to feel awkward as to when it actually says it's meant to be up, but it's not. The reason is because of what I was planning on reviewing alongside it. And that's why it will probably turn up a week later or a week afterwards. So DC Young Justice targets. Xenoblade, Kingdom Hearts, Fire Emblem, Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, Super Mario Galaxy. All right. Amazing Spider-Man, not really picking up Amazing Spider-Man. What else do we have here? Book of Shadows. Maybe if someone good was on the title, I'd probably pick it up. Or someone that I actually enjoy reading. What else do we have here? Something is Killing the Children. That is something I'm also picking up. Oh, I think that's showing a variant, isn't it? Okay, I'll remove the variants and the digital chapters. And I'll try to get back here. Back to where I was. Daredevil, Woman Without Fear, not on my list. Red Man issue 2 looks interesting. Oh, we've got the Zatanna. Oh, we've got Berserk. That's something that I'm meant to be getting through my LCS, that volume 11. The Gunslinger trade, I'll be getting that. So I wouldn't be surprised if that actually turns up next week through my LCS, because sometimes they get it a week later, but sometimes they can get it a week earlier, depending on how things go with their deliveries. Ghost Cage, not on my list. Ninja Kaiden. Now, this is actually something that I am going to review on the channel. And I really hope it's as good as it looks. And I really hope that they've given all the important information, which they also carry over consistently with each issue. And that's through Black Box Comics. I ended up reviewing something through Black Box Comics being, what was it? Shinokage. And my goodness, that was such a good series. Another thing that I'll be getting will be the Tokyo Revengers. But this also does have like a variant cover to it. But you're still paying the same price for it. The Liminal Zone by Junji Ito. Hey, good to see you, Tevier. Feel welcome to drop into the stream. I'm actually somewhat towards the end anyway, so... And I'm just showing for what's coming out this week, to which I'll be getting on my list, and probably jumping into next week one just to show that I'll be getting to. Like, there's the variant cover for it. I don't know which one that my LCS got for me. It's either this one or the other one. I'm happy with either one that they actually got, seeing I do actually like that one. Any other manga here or things that I'll be picking up? World's End Harem by Ghost Ship. Devil Ecstasy, again, not in my list, but through Kodansha. And, UQ Holder. That's something else I also need to catch up with. We'll move into the beginning of next month. And what begins this, basically the first week of the next month. So this is around the time that I'll probably be putting that DC mech one with another one that's actually seen in this week to go up on the channel for this week. But also with what will be coming out this week when it shows up on the channel, there is going to be some Super Sons related content. And that will follow through as a bit of a countdown as things draw closer to the release of Battle of the Super Sons. And that will follow through as a bit of a countdown. Hey, good to see you, Xavier.
Good to see you too. So what's going on?
I'm just going through some of the upcoming comics for the next week. Recently, before I just covered the DC comic solicits.
Nice.
So I'm now finished with that. And I got to finish with that pretty early.
Nice.
So
yeah, sick.
as we start to move. So as we can see here at the beginning of the month, we've got Batman issue 126, and this is by Chip Cezarsky. And I really hope he improves from what he did with, I think, from the first issue he brought out. We've, of course, got Moon Knight, which, of course, that I'll be reviewing on the channel. Then finally, we've got Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue 3. They should have stuck with that title from the beginning, I'm afraid to say. They shouldn't have made it Dark Crisis, and there's like a lot of things that I think they've done wrong with Dark Crisis, but there are some things to which I think they've slightly done right as well with Dark Crisis. I ended up finishing my review for Dark Crisis Young Justice issue 2 yesterday. So that was really good. And I can understand why people aren't enjoying it so much. And for the rating I gave it, it didn't have a very strong rating. So you'll see that when it goes up on the channel. It literally falls into fool's gold territory. Literally. That's all I can say. But at least on the topic of fool's gold, I got to take care of the Justice League versus Legion of Superheroes issue. And covered a rating for that. And that, well, that's Brian Michael Bendis for you. Always getting low ratings, especially for DC Comics. So moving into some of the other things coming out for the beginning of the month. Little Monsters. That's actually one independent run that I've been enjoying, as it's written by Jeff Lemire and art by Dustin Nguyen. The Closet, thank goodness this is finishing at the beginning of the month. I think maybe the second issue is a little bit better than the first. Stillwater. Sort of Ezreal, not in my list. This is something that I'll be reviewing on the channel, and that is the Demon Wars, the Iron Samurai. So that will probably be done alongside with the Moon Knight. So as we move a little bit further, now this is something else I really want to get, and that's Fox and Hare issue 2 through my LCS. As the first issue was actually really interesting, and I quite liked it. So that might end up moving into an ongoing series for me. Now, this is the other one that I actually wanted to do the DC Mech one with. So when you do see the video come out for this, yes, it's going to show somewhat the wrong date on it. But that's neither here or there, or like the wrong week in relation to it. Unless I'm able to get the video out for this the same week with the DC Mech one on the channel. That might be the only other way that I might be able to actually do that. So moving back to the list again. Right, there's the DC mech. I want this one. So I might be able to include it for that week. Even though one's meant to be like a week ahead, but that's neither here or there. But I do have a review of the first issue of this that will be going up on the channel. We've got Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Mind Management, another indie, to which I'll probably be reviewing on the channel. Definitely enjoyed the first issue. The story is done by Matt Kint. And Matt Kint is actually one story writer that I have enjoyed reading his Ninjak through Valiant. Plus other stories. This is another one, but this is meant to be a one-shot, so I couldn't
Wait, what do you one shot again? Sorry, I on the phone talking to my friend.
There's a one-shot called 20XX Issue 1 Transport.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's through Image Comics, so
Yes.
That's something I'm planning on reviewing on the channel.
I did see Dark Christ. The Dark Christ. That confused me because what? Why are we Dark Christ? Why do we go crazy every Earth now? I'm confused.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it's one thing I did notice with the free comic book day, Dark Crisis, there was a bit of a back issue story linked to Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that is probably something that some people are actually forgetting. But they should have stuck with Dark Crisis being called Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And changing it halfway is stupid. Because that shows a real lack of confidence in the person who is writing this story. A lack of confidence in DC Comics. Like how much confidence that they have in stock in this product or this idea. And if they had have stuck with that at the beginning, yeah, you're going to have a few people like yourself and others who will be confused.
Yeah. Speaking of news, I know you do watch it, I know, but I do want to show you at the does connect to Superman, and that does give us some hope of John Killer's Honey.
Maybe. Go ahead and share it.
Okay.
I actually covered a little bit about that before as well too.
Nice.
I went straight to the DC one.
Same.
Yeah, and
I did a video about this.
Yeah, and
I was so happy. I'm happy with it for one reason only. Thomas Hubert and yourself.
He's going to be 9 years old in the thing, and I want to get it. I want to get it. And it's coming out in November, so my birthday month. Yay!
Yeah.
So that'll be really good, actually.
And even called him a damn Germany, the creator, which, thank God! Since Senegal destroyed me, I saying good. Not even give me a boy. They're going to be got. And I'm happy with this.
I really hope people buy out and buy this in the droves, just to show we want this John Samuel Kent back. Get rid of this imposter. Get rid of this fraud.
We tried your plan. It failed. Midway DC, I'm sorry. Sonic Hero had not worked. It's a failed experiment. And the sad thing is, this book could work. The air of a crap. Also, they didn't have a terrible character. I hate this character.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever I'm doing my reviews, I always review Jay as the villain,
Yeah, he's the villain.
and I still see him as the villain after the last issue, as well as this issue, this upcoming
Yeah.
issue, which that will be coming in about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what his new fucking costume looks like; he's still a villain.
Same. I love that cover. It's a great.
It is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And see John Lieutenant Boy, I think, with Seaman's cape.
I wonder if that's meant to be a wraparound cover, because if it is, I want to grab it.
I think it'll have on cover. Yep. Let's see. Yeah. You see, many people asked me with the story, but I saw until 10 and seen John said the role would be energy points. After we seen it to John now, John 9 years old at this point, and just after they moved to Trouble, I told to leave a storyline. He's in school one day and had to be animated issue went deaf. Someone who was involved with the story at the time, Peter in the classroom, saw Telemat. He went a black armband. John Penn and Terry said, just and that came to life. Yep. That's what I'm looking for in the story. Because it feels like actually like a story that I've been wanting for years. Just we did get the Rebirth kind of with the Doomsday story, which is a great story for Action Comics.
Yeah.
But if it came with a story, it made me happy.
Well, another good thing about this too is the way he's speaking about it in the article. This takes place in the time of DC Rebirth.
Yeah, it does.
Literally. So, if anything, we're getting a back issue. A back issue that's worth it. I really hope people go out there and just buy this thing in droves.
I do too.
Just for the fact that
the variant covers amazing. I like the variant covers.
Like just for the fact that you've got the next generation learning about the death of Superman and what it encompassed, what it entailed about.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're using John as their entry point, as it's also spoken about in the interview, and that is fantastic.
Yep.
Another thing as well that I'd love to see him do is even have Dan Jurgens maybe bring in Damian Wayne.
I
wouldn't care if he sort of like had Damian Wayne watching him in the background.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be fine with that. He doesn't have to say anything, but just have him appear in the background. Like, literally having the son of Batman watching over the son of Superman.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. I mean it. That would be absolutely great. Sort of like to be as set it up in a way that it sets things up for the Super Sons in Rebirth, so it works in that time period of Rebirth.
I actually use this cover at my thumbnail for the Anniversary, and I love that cover. It's a great story. I use it my thumbnail. It's really great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I can understand as well why some people are a little bit disappointed with it, as like taking that in account as well. Like, do they really have to splurge off the death of Superman 30 years on? Well, I think the way the story sounds, like with what Dan Jurgens is doing, it's more like a reflection of what happened 30 years ago, not an actual, like, full retelling of the story 30 years ago. And I think that actually makes sense for it to be like, I think the one shot that they've got planned for it. So, I could probably see this thing be maybe 90 to 100 pages long. And I think that's all you'd probably need. Just like bring up the main and important points of the story. Like, yes, you do get to see the death of Superman. You do get to see what it was.
All the colors so amazing.
Like, you do get to see what the heroes did in that time. You do get to see some of the heroes that also came in that time when he wasn't around. So,
Yeah.
like, in another essence, if you read through the death of Superman, it also shows how Superman inspired other people to do good.
Yep.
And as long as that arc is, that story is somewhat 10 times better than a lot of the present day stories that we've had right now.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we also get a deluxe edition for the story, which contains Doing Day of Doom, which one before. First one going says December 6th. The other part is September 75 special edition. We're doing it so during that we going to the first.
Yeah.
Which I know about that one. Huh. Interesting. God, the cover so beautiful. I love the camera cover. One thing for sure, I'm hoping that this story does so well. Yes, I'm very devastated, even I can admit that, but fuck it. It is the one thing I'll give a Young John cannot bite the foot. I need something that's good in November. After October, with giving Jack and shit. Well, okay, October, I did coach the name of that one as well on my channel. The one thing I like about that today are Deceased, Dead Planet was amazing. Action Comics was great. And Flash is good. Robin ended. Shit. Oh yeah, we have Tim Drake Robin, but we're really horrible.
Yeah. I've already on the Tim Drake Robin thing, I have already chosen not to get it, not to pick it up. Only because of what Megan Fitzmartin is doing to the character, not only in the Dark Crisis Young Justice, but also how she literally destroyed his character in the stories in the urban legends. And that's why I'm not picking it up.
That train wreck.
Yes, that train wreck.
Yeah.
And I agree, it is a train wreck.
Yep.
Like, I'd have no problem if they made that Tim Drake and that Bernard like from another multiverse. Like, I'd be fine with that.
And probably kill him off.
Yeah, like, I'd have no problem with that at all. Literally no problem with that at all. An advantage of that is that you could still keep your original one that still is really good with Stephanie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Because
when put all together, you're talking about a couple of years we'll go get super kick the cons. Then the constitution of the content so to a winner. Damn time, boys. But for the continue the junior turn event, so you see going to save Doom. So again, we've been soon. Huh. I never read that story. I want to check it out actually. That's interesting. Let's see. 13th anniversary. Wait, oh yeah, 30th anniversary. My bad. First started with John Kerry about the 9 years old in my story. John school one day, so I had to go to John with him twice. She said I would take on me and who's going to come and tell her about one of my favorite, if not the most favorite thing, Mr. Chavez. Young man stepped up to say, I'm here to tell you about this. She went died, which John was saying, but I said, what? Coco never told John about that. That's a very atypical scenario for parents. You got a 9-year-old kid. What do you say about how dad died? He came up from dead. Not very typical conversation, so we sit down until he's older. That's what we get in the story. I think the fun part of this is seeing it play through John's eyes. Seeing how the event unfolded as he also learned about what happened so many years earlier. They also put here to make a bit of a lot of comment about what happened in those days 30 years ago. We signed in John during the story, Joe and Tom during the story, a lot of stern. Again, this is interpreted through the eye of our case. Yep. That's steel. That's pretty cool. Fun for the image, but for people who there 30 years ago. They to bring up fun memories. Some real fond of from that era. People who went there 30 years ago, who went there to see line on the store, things like that. I've been to enjoy every very much of the quality from package, which I approve. Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's one more thing that came out of the thing. We are getting a new villain called Doomslayer.
That should be interesting.
Yep. What's that be cool? I think I was showing the DC Comics article. Let's see.
Yeah, I went straight to the DC Comics via Dan Jones.
New York so good. New York get more detail on John Kent stuff. That made me happy. Let's see.
I love the artwork for what they show.
The artwork's so amazing, especially the John Kent. That's adorable.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me think, why? Why did it get destroyed? Why? Not fair.
Hey, to people who absolutely love Rebirth, you will want to pick this up.
Yeah, I recommend picking it up immediately. Yeah, it's $11. It's expensive, but fuck it. If it's the only way to get John Kent back, I'll bite the bullet. But it was sure to be people like me. Make John Kent.
Yeah, no doubt.
We tried your way, DC. Not DC. You tried your way, Ben and Taylor. It failed. Yep. No one did it. It didn't work anymore. Even then, it's a boy John Kent. Like that. Let's see.
I do have a little bit of a thought though as to what's happening in Dark Crisis Young Justice, and I know it will be addressed in the video when it goes up, because I did cover it for issue 2. Is that I'm wondering if also Cassie Sandsmark has also been caught up in like this type of dream state that the other heroes into.
Not really. For what I remember from that awful book, and I did way better than
well, if you look at that thing that I shared with you on through Twitter, where it speaks about Pariah wanting to use like the heroes.
Yeah.
But then we move into issue 2 of Dark Crisis. Like both issue 1 and issue 2 shows an indication that number 1, he wants to use like the main big heroes. Number 2, he also wants to do something with the sidekicks.
Oh yeah.
You remember that fight with Deathstroke?
Yeah. Why?
And all right, what happened there?
Polaris stopped doesn't kill on the Titans. Even though wasn't that his full objective?
He did want him to go up against them. So in other words, he wanted them to go up against them just to basically, one of the things was just to stir chaos, not to like full on destroy. Now there's a difference between destruction and chaos.
Yeah.
Just how they allude to it in the comics. Like when chaos erupts in regards to something, it's to cause somewhat like a disarray, or to basically bring the present heroes to a point to which they don't know what direction their next fight's coming from.
Yep.
Could it be from someone from the inside or someone from the outside? They'll have no idea. So
yeah. Speaking of that dog, we did get a video about that book, and it's gonna be Mr. Mystic's son, Which,
Yeah.
question, when it makes you have a son? That's what confused me more by what that's what stop. When did this happen? This makes no sense.
Well, if you remember in sort of like one of our talks that we had, I think it was probably one of the previous live streams as well. Or actually, it might have been something I shared on your channel too.
Yeah.
Is that I think this is sort of like setting things up for the next gen to sort of like become the hero, but I'm not. At the time, we weren't actually sure how it was going to work out. So, as we know, there are sort of like versions of, say, for example, Batmite, or we've got Batmite for Batman, Mr. Mixelflick for Superman. Now, okay, learning that this character now has a son, okay, this makes sense now to that previous thought as to, okay, next gen, right? This is the next gen of him and how they want to play games. So it's going to take next gen to take this on. But even if you look to, say, for example, Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go, there's also like a Robin version of a Batmite.
Oh, yeah. That was funny.
All right. So that already gives us an indication is that, yes, there have been plans of sort of like a next gen Batmite or whatever. Even though they've not fully brought it over into the comics, it still lets you know that the idea is actually there.
Yeah.
It's what they do with the idea next is if they decide to bring it into the comics or they just decide to keep it in where it already exists. Say, if it's in animated media, it stays in the animated media. If it's brought into the comics, it's brought into the comics.
Speaking of, I found something I think I missed at my video. During the story, like this guy had long haired Australian son up to seconds. Super good profile video and demanding how the story does them. Then I probably story with very find a page on the ear. Where objective 2 or make the super good order would take so long to explain. So to understand the page that we set up on the maker with the Lord Scott John, Superman, Perry, Jimmy. I was wondering about that. Huh. I must have missed that in my video. Oops. Oh well, that makes sense.
Personally, I hope they don't have too many variants for this. And
they probably won't.
If DC are really smart, they might actually just keep it as the 1 or 2.
Yeah.
At max, but no ratio or exclusive variants. Keep that crap out. If anything, stop that crap, both DC and Marvel. It needs to end, and it's also destructive to comic book stores.
Especially after issue 900. Issue 900 was bullshit. That book is trash. Nothing bullshit. I did he's read me about that, and I'm glad it drove me insane. $10 for that bullshit. Thank God I'm not spending $10. That would drive me crazy. But anyway, I found a new villain. Yeah. This new villain is called Doombreaker. The story told on 2 levels. One is Rose explained to John what happened in those days. We cover the past that way, but at the same time, we address something in the present day. Which is a new threat to Superman that made him a target that related somehow some way to what Doomsday was. I think we come up with a very fun way to make that happen. His name is Doomsday, as named by John. And the fun thing about that, if you don't mind, is Booster Gold in the very first story, says Superman. And that's what the name came from. I think in this one was better than have a 9-year-old kid that decided to bring in Doombreaker. Yeah. So I think we do affect the new flip pursuing the others. That's cool. I'm happy with that. And I'm having John name that he's a new villain. Yay! Like, that's really cool. I can't wait to do this. Like, look. Am I putting with Devil Superman? Yes, I'm putting out, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm getting a banana union. I'm buying this thing. Yes, I hate comedy and
Well,
comedy programs up there without buying for John. I can't do the thing.
yeah,
Their
same.
story, we'll see.
Yeah, I know one thing as well. I'll definitely be getting it for John Samuel King's in it. The one that
Okay?
we know and love and is
Yeah.
our big super son.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I might do? I might review it on the Super Son's Fortress of Attitude.
Nice.
For when it comes out. And I think that would be really good. Like
Yep.
do it in connection with that website, those videos that come out that are connected to the Super Sons Fortress of Attitude. You might even want to post your review on it on the Super Sons Fortress of Attitude
I probably will.
website as well too. So, seeing that it is being centered around the John Samuel Kent that we love and enjoy.
Yep. Indeed.
On top of that, set exactly in Rebirth time period. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
With that
And
idea.
by the sounds of things too, when you're reading through the article, it's like even he knows that was the best period as well in comics. Just the way the article comes off, especially the one that reads directly through DC Comics, and you read
Yep.
through it, and it's sort of like, yeah, he knows. He knows
Yeah.
just as much as every other Super Sons fan knows that was the best period.
Indeed. Also, Bonnie, if we get to see Young John Kent and Quad Team at the fight, this new run of Doombreaker, this does give me like some hope that maybe Doombreaker said, Kent is going after the main audience today like this bullshit. I think that this may be a reset button. I hope.
Yeah.
But no one Taylor, he won't do it. Which is frustrating. It's not fair.
Personally, I also hope he is still in good talks and conversation with Peter J. Tomasi, because their Rebirth run together is absolutely fantastic.
It is.
Like, whether you read their Action comics or the Superman comics, they are amazing.
Indeed.
Yeah, okay. Some people might not like what was it? The story after the Oz effect, having to do with Booster Gold, but
I do love that story.
Sometimes you get unexpected stories.
Yep.
Some that work, some that might not work. So returning to the League of Comic Geeks, and this is for what's coming out at the beginning of next month and what I'll be collecting. Of course, I'll be getting this one. This
Yep.
20.
Yeah, I just find that adorable. Look at this. That's cute. I know drew up as adorable. Entertainment. Adorable.
It is.
Anyways, sorry, continue.
Yeah, no problems. All right. Some of the other ones that are coming out on the channel or that particular week. So this will give you just a bit of an idea of what I'll be expecting for next week. Nothing else. Okay, I thought there might have been more. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to cover the trades and hardcovers. So I'll just do one thing. I'll remove the regular and bring in the trades. So we've got the Batman Abyss. Not in the trades that I'll be collecting, but I will be picking up the Strange Academy Wishcraft. And that's something done by Scotty Young. Worth to read, worth to pick up. And I think readers young and old will get something out of it. What else do we have here? Pennyworth. This is something I'll be getting. I do remember reviewing the first issue of this on the channel. It'll be nice to check out the rest of the issues, like in its collected. I understand that this is connected to the series that they brought out, which I'm going to have to find some time to watch myself. So, Pulp, definitely worth the pickup. I've got the soft cover of that. What else do we have here coming out this month of trades? Oh, Joy Operations. This is actually something of Brian Michael Bendis I do actually enjoy.
Is that it good? Huh.
Well, number one, it's an indie comic story. I do enjoy it. I do like it. It's a part of his Jinx world, so practically anything that's a part of his Jinx world, you can get some hits, but you also can get some misses, and that's understandable too. But it also comes down to the fantastic work done by his artist in the story, and my goodness, it really sells it fantastically. Literally, it sells the story fantastically. What else do we have here? Of course, we've got the Seven Deadly Sins Omnibus, Volume 6. Not what I'll be picking up, but I am actually working on getting the box sets to this run. So, moving into other things that they've got here on display. Now, this month, Kimono G-Hen's meant to be coming out, but it looks like there's no one on League of Comic Geeks who will be actually getting that series, which is disappointing. I think they might actually enjoy the story, but it's also being done through 7 Seas. So,
Yep.
apart from that, that's pretty much all in regards to what I'll be picking up trade-wise. So, it looks like next month, or the beginning of next month, I probably won't be picking up a lot, especially trade-wise. So I'll stop that. My goodness. So that was definitely probably one of the best things news-wise. Actually looking at what Dan Jurgens is doing with the Superman 5th anniversary after going through the DC Comics solicitations. And as I brought up earlier on the channel, is that the only thing that's really disappointing with the DC Connect solicitations for October,
Yeah.
nothing to promote Battle of the Super Sons.
That annoys me. What the hell? You have this great movie coming out and you refuse to promote it? Why?
Yeah, absolutely zero. And like
Yeah,
not
I don't
even
want it.
like Battle of the Super Sons variant covers,
What
which
the
you
fuck?
wouldn't need, which you wouldn't even like need a ratio variant for. Like,
Your Black Adam getting very covered, but not
yeah,
those movies ever that people want, my name included.
yeah.
What the fuck?
If DC ended up having, say, Battle of the Super Sons variant covers for each of those titles, I'd say add them all to my list.
Yeah, I'll buy
Hey,
extra cover a heartbeat. Granted,
yeah,
it'll be $200 or $100.
yeah.
It's something.
I'd probably have the same issue.
Yeah.
But you know what? I would love to have those covers if they
Same.
did that to promote it. And they've really let themselves down, as well as the
Yeah, they
Super
did.
Sons readers down. Like another thing that they could have done as well with October. How about putting out putting out the Peter J. Tomasi Super Sons, Omnibus plus individual trades, all connected to the actual Super Sons. Like,
Yep.
that would be full on great advertisement. And imagine posters of that going up in comic stores, and you have kids that have like been online and seen, hey mum, that's Battle of the Super Sons related, I want to read it.
Yep.
Like, talk about wanting to get in touch with your audience. You're going to get in touch with your audience with Battle of the Super Sons, especially the younger audience, but also with the next Shazam movie.
Yep.
Right? Because that is also more younger audience centered.
Yep.
And, right? I guarantee you, when Black Adam comes out, yeah, it might be a fine movie, but I really think Shazam is going to have more tickets sold than Black Adam.
I am sure the guy succeeds, and just maybe there's a small window of chance that movie doesn't show these years that we will cut them all stuff. If they cut them all, I will always die in the hell, damn it. But that's just me.
Yeah, so it would have been nice to see Battle of the Super Sons in the cinema, because I know I'd actually pay to go see it in the cinema.
Yeah, but forget Super Pets. Super Pets I heard was okay. Nothing came from some reviews.
Yeah, that's more so for like super younger audiences. So, but no doubt, surely they will get some fun and joy out of it. But I could definitely see many enjoy Battle of the Super Sons.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, tomorrow as well on my channel, I've got 2 introductions coming out, or introductions connected to an article to which I'm working to make a bit of a video reality. And what I'll do is actually, all right, with today's one that went out publicly, actually I'll do that. I'll set up for public. All right, today's review that went up was reviewing the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
Plus a couple of others. But for tomorrow, I've got these going up around 10 to 10:05. And all I'm really looking for is some audience feedback on which one that you might like for what I've got planned. They are going to be short videos, I'll give you that. But it will help me know the direction to which I can take the video. Like, will this one be more to your liking, or will this one be more to your liking as to what will be done? And
I'm tired.
and it's with having them both covered, like, one will have a different intro where the other one will have like another intro, or if there's like something that you like from one that you might not see in the other. All I want is just a bit of feedback as to which one of the two do you prefer, and why do you actually like one over the other? Because I know I've got like a general intro that I use for my reviews, especially on the Super Sons.
Yep.
And where is it? All right, I'll just share one there. All right, that's one of them. All right, I'm not too sure which one I shared. Was it that one or the other one? Intro 2 or Intro 1? Okay, I just shared the same one twice. Okay.
Well,
Okay. So it's that one then that I need. Oops. What did I do there? Something I didn't want to do. Okay. Paste. Am I sharing the same one again? I think I am.
I have
Okay.
no idea.
Okay. Try that one. That's a bit better. There are the two different ones. They will be premiering tomorrow.
Yes.
So these videos will be showing tomorrow. And it's in relation to the article that I spoke about on the channel, having to do with the things that people forget about the Super Sons, like addressing their
Yes.
friendships and whatever, like the friends that they've made. And I am actually thinking of adding more to that list. So there'll be more on the video than what there was actually on the original list, or on the original article. Because there is another character that, there is another character that I think would be really great for the Super Sons.
Mhm.
Monkey Prince.
Oh yeah, him.
Well, considering the first 4 issues of Monkey Prince, it was centered around Damien in his rebirth costume. Yeah. Like, even Gene knows the best era Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
I really hope that in his run we also get to see Marcus,
John
the
Kent.
Monkey Prince, meet up with the young John Samuel Kent
Oh,
Superboy.
yo, for every goal.
I
Every
would
smile.
love that, and I would
Same.
promote that story.
Say I'll promote you in a heartbeat.
Yeah. And I'm really enjoying reviewing it on the channel too. So it's really nice to have something that's a little bit outside of DC's sphere, but still enjoyable. And it really sets things up for, well, I want, whether he gets like another maybe 12 issues after this, time will tell. And that's the thing. The latest issue of Monkey Prince has been dealing with, where is it? The area of Atlantis at Amnesty Bay. So that's been really interesting.
Yes.
What else? Well, are there any comics that you're waiting for that'll be coming out next week?
Not much. Actually, the only issue I'll probably go Dark Crisis maybe, and that's finished. I got nothing.
Hey, good to see you, Chrono. I hope you're doing well. Strippers and booze.
Well,
Alrighty then. With wood floors, I recommend matching the strippers.
well.
The floor color. Alrighty then. Well, to anyone else that's still in the chat, what are some comics that you're waiting for to come out, whether it's this week or next week, to read and collect? Booze and a good song shrink is required for some of DC. Yes, for some of DC.
Yeah.
One thing that DC Comics needs to do is bring back Peter J. Tomasi.
And also, I think we might do a Super Sun and start the nonsense junk and just imposter.
Yeah, get rid of the Tom Taylor. Get rid of the Tom Taylor. John Kent, we don't want him.
Benny's junk and first. Benny's caught this mess. Taylor and not doing other than making it worse.
Yep. We don't want the Tom Taylor Bendis, John Kent Superman. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Give us back our Rebirth Superboy.
Yeah.
All right. I still have to go get mine, Star Trek Mirror War, or convince him to go create his own. Agreed. Crowdfund. Yeah, let's see him go with crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Let's see how he goes on his own Indiegogo. Or should we say Kickstarter?
Yeah.
I am looking forward to when, Peter J. Tomasi's The Mighty comes out in trade. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And that's due to come out in September. I will probably be expecting some more manga titles. But another thing else that I'm really looking forward to is the return of Erratic by Kare Andrews. So that is going to be really good, and I want to get the trade for that. But outside of comics, what are some things that you've been enjoying, say, watching or reading? And another interesting thing that might even catch your attention is, and I think Restream might actually be good for this.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. What's this? Ripper did it his way. His way pre-made. Yep. History of Britain on YouTube and ancient weapons. Yep. I have decided to back the first issue of ISOM.
Never heard of it.
It's connected to the Ripperverse, so Eric D. July. So I look forward to getting that in the mail when it turns up. Well, apart from that, one thing I was going to bring up is, what if there was a watch party done in a live stream?
That'd be fun.
And this is why I think Restream would probably be really good for that. Because at least with Restream, you don't have any limited hours compared to StreamYard. What's this? Michael Brent, did you hear from Superframe that the MCU might be going down a rabbit hole? No, I didn't. Chrono continues
Well,
to
no,
say,
this is anime, Batman Beyond, Batman Adventures, Superman. Well, that's a lot.
yeah. Because I know of one thing I would like to maybe watch on the channel, and that is the original Kung Fu series, which stars David Carradine. So, maybe to any people that still watch, review, might not even be subscribed to the channel, but would subscribe to the channel for me to cover the watching of the original Kung Fu series. But thing is, with it, I'd be going episode by episode. So instead of like one or two episodes, it would be just one episode at a time. And it comes down to how often I'd be able to do it. Because I think there's 2 seasons to the original, and then I think there's another 2 seasons to the one after that. So if you believe that you'd subscribe for the channel for that and comment about it, let me know in the comment section. Which rabbit hole so far you can feel the idea, but it's becoming a disappointing date. No delivery.
Yeah.
Yes, no delivery like Rainbow the Brute from a certain creator on YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go.
Well,
It's like getting way over here.
well, if you want to get going, that's fine. Thanks for dropping in.
Anytime,
I'll
man.
I'll probably end the stream soon anyway. But it was
Alright.
really good to talk about seeing John Kent in this new thing with Dan Jurgens. That I think is probably the best news of the day.
Same.
For my day.
After Ace 900, when I read Ace 900 today, after I did the Siemens, that's unit my priority list. 900 would just broke my mind how bad that book was. Well, more than the Spidey at the tournament, they don't give a damn about Spidey man. They don't treat him like garbage. Even though comic does. Wait a minute. Even though I hate Sony, Sony, okay, not Sony, I'm saying, we want to give me Spider-Man, give it a man. More kind of stuff, not so much. And what, it's not really good kind of stuff. Comment not so much.
Oh,
But
okay.
I wonder, man. I thought the movie was still pretty good. I actually like that movie. Well, fun and wise, fine. Well, anyway, I gotta go. See you, man.
Yep, see ya. Well, a big thanks to everyone else who's made it to the live stream. And thanks for dropping by, Tevye. I hope you have a awesome day. Spectacular Spider-Man is on Netflix. I've never really watched it, but for anyone who is interested in, who would be interested in basically dropping into a live stream to which I watch or do a bit of a watch party of sorts of the original Kung Fu with David Carradine, let me know. I just don't know when the live stream will go up. And I think the best days that would work for me here in Australia are days where the weather is really good and I'm able to get the cats outside and all that other nonsense. I have responsibilities that I need to take care of outside of my comic reviews. So, but yeah, we'd probably be doing it one episode at a time, though. Not only that, I will probably have to find some time to do another webtoon video in that time frame, say maybe within the next month or two. When I last did my webtoon, or when I did my last webtoon video, I covered Leyland's Curse and Uriah. So I think next time I might cover Uriah. I'll cover Leyland's Curse, to which I'll do probably 5 chapters, but also maybe the first 5 chapters of another webtoon on the channel. One that I said that I'd want to cover on the channel. Well, big thanks once again to everyone who made it here. Have yourself an awesome day and let's keep it colorful. So a big thanks once again to Michael Brent, Chrono making it to the channel. Of course, Tevye when he made it. And I think that is everyone else. So enjoy the rest of your day and I'll go enjoy mine because I've got some manga to catch up and read. I've got some comics to catch up and read. And I've also got some trades to catch up some read. And these trades are from Top Cow, to which I've been reading The Darkness and getting ready to begin Witchblade. So I'm looking forward to that. Until then, have yourself an awesome day and let's keep it colorful. And really great to hear that John Samuel Kent is going to be brought back in a rebirth story set around the death of Superman 30 years ago. Yay!